it kind of helped them advance. I mean, do you think this was a conspiracy?
Gotta go with Jacob Butter. Gotta go lefty.
No, we're talking about the players. That's tournament champion to the podcast.
There he is, right there.
Oh, he doesn't even know how to watch. Go to youtube.com and search Down Lane Podcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Down Lane Podcast. We are streaming live from the lab at Town and Country Lanes. Sorry, I got echoes all over the place. I'm your host, Kyle Haines. I'm bad at my job, obviously, because I can't even get my phone right.
You haven't been getting any better. It's been 10 episodes.
I know. Happy birthday to us, right? My headphones aren't working.
Okay, well, I'll take over. Welcome. This is the 10th episode of Down Lane Podcast.
Make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from our channel. Share with your friends. Did I introduce ourselves? Because it doesn't really matter. Whatever.
This is Kyle Haines. No, I'm Anthony Scaccia. That's Kyle Haines.
Anthony's the assistant to the host.
I get you coffee when you need it.
That's right. Sorry, guys. I'm bad at this. Anyway, on tonight's episode, we got some local action we're going to talk about. We had a tournament here at Town and Country Lanes. We're going to talk about our practice session this past weekend on the Nationals pattern for USBC Nationals. And we got a little excitement. Kind of a superstar on the show tonight, Danielle McEwen. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but she's on the show. Kind of a big deal. And
That's cool.
and by the way, like Anthony mentioned, it's our 10th show.
I know we have mic is not working.
Yeah, it's not. Wow, we have a lot of technical difficulties.
Well, we have streamers up today.
Yeah, we do.
Bob.
It's our 10th show. I got my 10th show birthday hat on.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
I'm an idiot. You're wearing a fez.
Yeah, but the people wanted the fez, Kyle. People were asking me to wear this.
That's
they didn't
true.
ask you to wear a birthday hat on our 10th show.
I know, but I thought it would be proper if I was wearing the right hat for the right occasion.
Whatever makes you sleep better at night.
It does make me feel better. So, how was your week this week?
It was a great week. I got beat twice in my in the leagues here, twice, and one was in the championship round. Not happy.
No.
I was an angry elf from the South Pole.
Yeah, if anybody caught the live stream, we did stream it live so people could watch Anthony's championship match here.
But, you know, the Iron Lotus came through. The other guy.
Yeah, Larry Gagliardi, the Iron Lotus.
The Iron Lotus came through. The other guy, what's his name?
Zach Bailey.
Yeah, he almost gave it back to us. I appreciate him letting us have a chance. So, what about you, Kyle? What are you doing? I mean, you know, you excited for today?
I'm a little excited. Yeah, we got Danielle McEwen on the show. She's going to be on a little bit later. We're going to just catch up with a couple of things from this past week and some local action like we talked about. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. We've had a couple of national bowlers. We had Brian Leclerc early on in our podcast debut, and now we got PWBA star Danielle McEwen. I'm pretty excited to be new at this, and it's exciting.
I mean, you're a really good talker, Kyle. It's a great interview.
Thanks for making me feel good. So this weekend we had the doubles here, the John Drexel doubles, Memorial doubles. We had a really good showing.
Great showing. We had 53 teams. I was only hoping to get like 50 for the first one. But obviously people came out because it's more than just a tournament here. It helped. He has a scholarship fund as well. So we put bracket money. Every bracket we had, $5 went to his scholarship fund. Sorry, I couldn't remember the words. So we raised about close to $500 for his scholarship fund, which is almost another full scholarship for somebody. So that's going to be another person for next year, which is great. And we had a lot of good talent here this weekend as well.
Yeah.
So
I just noticed in the chat, Zachary Phillips correcting me. I think I said Brian Leclerc for our first guest. Yes, thank you, Zach Phillips. If I said Brian Leclerc,
you're an embarrassment to our podcast.
What a dummy.
Well, yeah. I mean, have you seen yourself? You have a birthday hat on
do
for
have
our
a birthday
10th
hat on my
episode.
head.
I mean,
What an idiot.
I'm gonna apologize to Bill right now
Yeah,
because he's a great guy and he's my friend.
he is.
I don't know if he's
a
your
good
friend
guest.
anymore. Probably doesn't
No.
even like you.
No, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Bad
But yeah, we
person.
had a lot of good talent this weekend. Back on track here with the Drexel.
Yeah.
You know, we had good talent. Anthony Pepe,
Yep.
Jim Hosier. They came up from this farther south. And then we had Matt Fizzone, Kenny Livingood win. Matt's on fire. He's won the New York State Masters. He's cashed a few times in the NEBAs, and then he came out here. He really bowled well all day. He did have not the highest series, but he had pretty good set. I think he had 706, which was third highest out of everybody. And then we had Ray Sear. He's kind of from Central New York. Steve Wagner, who's from around here. Nick Galusha, Tommy Donato, they're from around here. Eric Stengel, Roy Vanderbogart. You know, these are the guys that cashed. They were from up north a little bit. We had Janelle Irwin and Jake Shank, our house team, the only team that made it from our house. They made it. And then we had Joe Mazur, Craig Taylor. Joe Mazur came out of retirement to bowl this one. He's good friends with Mike.
Yep.
So he came out and bowled this one. And then
Mike is
Mike
John's
Drexel is
brother.
John's brother. Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah.
I forgot people don't know who Mike is. And then Brian Leclerc's son, Connor, came out, and so did his girlfriend, Tori Perkins, and they cashed as well. They were the top 8. So the field was really good. The finals was 460 to 452.
Yeah, it was a crazy final. It was right to the end.
It was
Obviously,
unbelievable.
right to the wire.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was. And then Fizzone and Livingood, they won 2,000.
It was lefty righty, which was pretty crazy. Yeah,
right. And the righties were playing 2 different parts of the lane, which I was happy to see that the pattern was able to be conducive for the guys who play it a little bit deeper and the guys who play a little bit straighter. And then the lefties, they had a pretty good shot, so that was good. But yeah, 2,000 to the winners, so 1,000 apiece, and then Pepe and Hosier won 1,000, and then we paid the top 8. I think it was $300 for the low team, and then $250 or $500 for the teams in the not the semis, but the next round. No, that is a semis, right? Semifinalists got 500, quarterfinals got 300. Yep. I'm trying to think of everything, but yeah, it was a great tournament. Pepe and Hosier, man, they beat Sear and Wagner like 520 to 510.
Yeah, a lot of tight matches.
Oh my god, it was unreal. And Pepe was locked in. He was locked in.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a real nice shot too. The heck was it? Not the Don Carter. What was that?
It was a Don Carter.
It was a Don Carter. That's right.
Yeah,
39.
We used the 39-foot Don Carter. I don't know if it's the most recent one, but it was definitely like the one I found that's on the PBA.com or the USBC. They put it out there. So it was a 4.5 to 1. It played a little tougher on the first shift. Whoa.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was interesting because the scores, they got a little lower the third game in the second shift too.
Yeah.
They went up a little bit as the 2 games went on, and then the third game, suddenly the cut stayed the same.
The cut actually went down.
It went down a couple pins.
Yeah. Actually, the cut was on a rise because I think the cut after the first shift was like
was 40 something,
which was 10 pins lower,
something.
And then it went to 80, which was 10 pins higher. And I was like, okay, so they're probably gonna have a good game. And then, you were in the cut.
Yep.
And then you weren't in the cut, but then the cut dropped. Actually, Nick Galusha went home.
Yeah.
And had to drive back because he made the cut because they were right on. They were like right under it.
Yeah.
Going into it, and they only went plus 20. They were like 20 pins out, and then it went down, and they were in. So it was great though. It was a lot of really good bowlers were there. So I'm glad that it was, majority cream of the crop there. We didn't have any like, how the heck did they get here? It was your better bowlers.
Yeah, it was a nice. Great tournament though. I love doubles. Doubles is a good time.
Yeah, it was great. Next year, hopefully we grow it a little bit better and get a little more money for his scholarship.
Absolutely, but 500 more to the scholarship is not a bad deal.
It's definitely great.
And they'll keep getting more money from other events that they hold. And
absolutely, they want to start hosting junior tournaments, so that's their goal, is to be able to have enough donations and all that to do that. I think it'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. So like we talked about, we practiced again this weekend on the team tournament shot for the nationals to get us prepared for this summer when we go to Vegas for the.
We're like 2 months away.
I know, it's so exciting. I love this tournament,
Thank
even
God
though I have never
going.
played well. I know.
No, You haven't. And I'm going to be honest, you haven't bowled that well. But, we're going to have a good time. Hopefully we bowl well. We practiced this week, and you did better.
Yeah, I shot 2-0, 2-0, and then the last game I was messing around with a bunch of different balls, and I don't even know. I think I might have shot 160 or something. But yeah, I think I figured something out. It might change instead of going with the big high surface, I might still go with high surface, but big strong ball.
Low surface.
Right. I'm sorry. I always get that mixed up, but
he is going to be using 1,000 folks.
Right.
Not 5,000.
Right. But what I mean is strong surface, I guess is what I mean to say.
We'll use strong. I like that.
Yeah. Instead of that, big strong ball to start with, I might go a little weaker, pin down, symmetrical. And we're going to try that the next time we practice. Every time I move my head, this hat moves. Anyway, we're going to try that, try to get a more consistent, even roll instead of a really sharp movement down lane like we experienced, or like I experienced with the Obsession and also phase 2 that I tried to start with in practice. But I was able to leave makeable spares, and I had some strikes, and like you want to do on the Nationals pattern. But I wasn't able to, for me anyway, open up the lane like I wanted to get more strikes, more strings,
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a you problem.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you.
My girlfriend absolutely mashed that pattern.
As she usually does.
I know. It's, I mean, she did really well. Her and Jake looked like the lanes opened up for them. So hopefully when we get Joey D on there, they open up a little more for you so you can have that extra room.
Yeah, I agree.
And just try not to suck.
I agree. I will try not to suck. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to try to go with the bonus, which is like I said, a pin down, little weaker ball, but still strong, not strong surface, but 1,000 grit. But it's not as strong as something like the Obsession or phase 2. It's a mid-range ball, you would say, right?
I would say kind of on the lower end of it, but yeah, we'll give that. Absolutely. We'll give it we'll say medium to lower. It's got a strong cover stock, so kind of like it's in the middle. Medium. Middle of the road.
Right, exactly. So last week was the U.S. Open. That was out in Reno at the National Bowling Stadium. Like we talked about last week, the scores were really low to start with. First 3 blocks were, if you had a 200 average, you were doing pretty well. Probably had to go a little bit higher than that to make the cut, but yeah, they were really low. Then all of a sudden, after if you made the cut, if you went into the 4th round of qualifying, the scores just jumped way high. And I don't know what it was, but there was like a tweet storm happening. I don't know if you were paying attention on the Twitter.
That was on, I don't know, probably not.
But like,
I'm not a tweeter guy.
Even Randy Peterson got into it. He said, not liking what I'm watching at the U.S. Open, shame. Lucas Wiseman, he was saying the U.S. Open has lost some of its prestige, agree or disagree. He did not like, a bunch of people did not like Brett Sprangler, make the pattern flat again. A lot of these people that were kind of watching on the sideline did not like the fact that 4th pattern changed things to make the scores a lot higher.
Maybe they're just that good. Come on. I mean, those guys are just that good. I mean, or gals. But yeah, I mean, they're ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree with you. You got to give them
credit. I mean, if they come to your league night and they're probably just going to shoot 240 every game, 250. Those guys are just they're head above shoulders everybody. So even though it might have looked easy, let's put the average guy out there who's saying that. Let's see what they can do.
I'm with you. I'm just saying that a lot of people were
give these guys credit here. Let's give them credit for how good they are. That's all.
But what do you think was the cause of going from a 210 average, 215 average, all of a sudden you got a 220, 230 average on the lanes?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I mean, because I looked at the pattern that those guys were bowling on, and it looked like it was still
1.7 to 1.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing that I don't. There's always a little quirk.
It was still around 30 milliliters.
I mean, crazy. The guys could have found out exactly how to kind of play it.
Yeah.
Because they were all throwing urethane, so maybe they
Yeah.
just were able to have a little bit more miss room on that one versus when you go from flat to that, there's a little bit of shape. So I mean, all those guys are sharp too.
Yeah.
They're sharp as a knife.
Yeah. But Chris Via was the champion, so he got his first major win, right?
He made, what's that, 7 in a row? 7 shows in a row? Majors.
Did he really?
Yeah. It's like something like that. It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
He is probably how every two-hander should bowl now.
Yeah, you think so?
I think he's the guy to copy. Yeah, because he's so under control.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't like his game. I was talking to Tom Anderson, one of our local guys here, and he watches the PBA a lot and watches the bowlers, and he said, I like his game. And I'm like, I don't really know if I like his game, but the more I watch it, it's like, it looks like he does nothing to the ball, and it's just he explodes. It explodes out of his hand, and he explodes the pins.
Yeah.
You know, less effort, more repeatable.
Yeah.
Copy him, kids.
The least amount of effort you can put onto it, and the more that it does is the best thing that can happen, right?
Yeah. I would 100% agree, because I was working with, one of our two-handers, Jack Papow, today.
Jack Papow!
And that's exactly what we said to him. I said, you got to keep it simple. Don't try to do too much, because you're not using a thumb. So
yeah. And Jake Butter was second.
Lefty Love. Boom. Check the fez out.
Lefty Love, baby.
I don't need the sheet today. We've got a fez on, and it says Lefty Love. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And how about the kid? I don't want to call him by that nickname.
I'm gonna do it. The Ginger Assassin, man.
That is horrible.
The Ginger Assassin.
That's horrible. Are you kidding me?
Let's show it, man. Let's show it. Come on. Let me bring it up here.
That's horrible. How do you think he feels right now?
He loves it. He put it on his Instagram. He calls himself the Ginger Assassin, part-time pro bowler, full-time American. That's what he calls himself. I love it.
Wow, that's impressive.
How about Rob Stone? This is the best reaction on television. Oh my God. Rob Stone should be on PBA full-time forever.
Mitch Young in the comments, that is right. He's got some great flow. He's got a business in the front, party in the back. Come on now. Hey, I mean, good for him to make it. Shooting at the 10.
Yeah.
Didn't even go for the 7.
The
going for the 10. Good for him. On TV, 18 years old, and you make that. And then you get a nickname, Ginger Assassin.
Ginger Assassin.
That's horrible. I feel terrible for him.
Let's how about we do this? Let's talk to another notable in the field, the top female in the field, and let's see. She happened to, for some reason, agree to be on our show. I don't know why. She's probably really regretting it now because
she sees our hats.
She can actually see what's happening on the show right now. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and Austin, go ahead and play it. She's got 5 PWBA titles, including 2 majors. She's a 10-time Team USA member, and she's got more international and collegiate accolades than I could even count. Ladies and gentlemen, on the show, you've got Danielle McEwen. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
What's up, Danielle? How's it going?
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. I just want to apologize that you have entered into a world of stupidity. The reason why we have these dumb hats on is, well, for me, it's our 10th show ever. We're brand new at this. So we've got streamers. I've got a party hat.
He thinks it's our birthday. It's not our birthday. Not even close. And I have to wear a hat because I wore one a few weeks ago and everybody loved it.
Yeah.
So we had to put a fez on. They asked
I'm just
for the fez.
Feeling a little left out that I didn't get the memo. I could wear a cool hat.
Wow, are you kidding me?
If you want to run and go grab a hat, we'll sit and wait. I mean, our viewers will wait. You have no idea.
Are you kidding me? You're horrible at this, Kyle.
I am. I'm bad at this. So again, thank you so much for coming on with us. You are our second guest and our second big guest, our only guest, I guess, our second guest. I can speak. I'm really good at this. So thanks so much.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I don't know if you were listening, but we were talking a little bit about the U.S. Open. And you had an awesome showing, which was really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you finished overall 35th, right?
Sounds close.
Yeah, and after qualifying, after the first three, I think you were around 25th, if I remember right.
Yeah.
First three qualifying, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a little bit higher after qualifying. That last day got me a little bit.
Yeah, so we were actually just talking about that fourth pattern, and we were really curious, like, you know, what the difference was between the first three where you were doing really well, and then that last four where the scores totally changed, and like maybe you can give us some insight, like what was the difference between that first three and that last fourth pattern?
Yeah, I mean, looking at it on paper, the first two were supposed to be much more challenging in comparison to the fourth one, but it was kind of the opposite for me. So I wish I had a good answer for you. If I did, I would have bowled better. But it was, the first 2 days were really a grind, and just, making good shots, having to make quick adjustments, make your spares. Day 2 especially, that was a really tricky pattern to figure out, like where there was not a lot of room or area. It was just what's going to give you the best look and make those really good shots and clean up your mess, because there was a lot of messes after. The last day kind of opened up for everybody, and I ran into my typical transition that I see almost every time I bowl against the guys, and I still haven't figured it out. So back to the drawing board.
That was actually one of my questions. How much different is it bowling the men versus the women, or how is the transition different?
It's like a different game. It's like playing a completely different game when you're just talking strictly about lane play. It's, you need to do different angles, different tools with your hand and ball speed, and different balls, different layouts altogether. Really, you have to attack it totally different, because I'm always kind of in their mix. I can't get as far left as them because I just don't have the rev rate and the power to do so. So I'm always kind of hitting their transition and where they started, and I call it slosh. It's like it hooks at a different spot every time through the front part of the lane.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So do you do anything different to prepare for this tournament, or bowling with the men versus the other tournaments that you are typically bowling in?
That's the really hard part, and that's why I keep going out and just bowling as many events with the men as I can, because I can't duplicate it at home. It's only something that I feel like I can figure out through experience and really being out there with them. So I just keep trying to learn every time I'm out there, talk to people, and come up with different ideas to try moving forward, and hopefully I can piece it all together one day.
And did you watch the televised event on Sunday at all?
I did.
We had not a controversy. We have a disagreement in the room between Anthony and I.
I'm right. There's no way I'm wrong.
So the red oil, we wanted to get your opinion here. I despise it because I think it looks like a murder scene on the lane, and Anthony loves it because
I thought it was great.
Is better. The contrast is better. But what's your opinion? What do you think about that red oil on the lane versus the blue?
Oh, I'm gonna feed into both of you here. I agree with that is the first thing I saw. I thought when I saw the red everywhere, I was like, ooh, that really catches you. But I think that's a good thing when you're thinking about catching non-bowlers' attention, because the bowlers are watching anyway. It's the U.S. Open.
Right.
You really want to catch the non-bowlers' eye as they're, in a bar, walking through an airport, or in a restaurant, and it's just on the TV in the corner. I think that really catches their attention, probably a little bit more than even the blue oil did. Or even people that have seen the blue oil in the past, now this is even different and will catch their eye again.
Right, that's a good point. Yeah, the contrast we noticed was like, it seemed way better on the lane. You could see the pattern a lot better. You might even be able to see it break down a little bit better on the lane than the blue oil. The blue oil fades away a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think that it blends into a lot of the bowling balls nowadays too. A lot of them are darker, unless it really has that big, like we talk about, contrast in there. But other than that, I mean, yeah, red oil all the way, baby. Right?
I guess so. Real quick before we keep going, guys, don't forget we will do a live Q&A towards the end of the show here. So get your questions into the chat, or hold on to them, and then we'll get into them. And I also forgot to mention at the top of the show, make sure you go to our contest form and enter your information. And we will be doing a game show with Danielle, whether she likes it or not. And she'll be playing for one of you to win our fancy Downlane Podcast Ball Cup, 3D printed by Jared. You can't even read it, but it does say Downlane Podcast. And it is Name That Leave. So if you go to Facebook, you guys can enter your information for the weekly contest, and all you have to do is enter your email and your name, and we'll pick the person that Danielle is playing for. All right. So one of the reasons why we also wanted to have you on is because the PWBA schedule is starting back up next week. So you'll be heading to Eagan, Minnesota for the Twin Cities Open. So I assume you're getting pretty excited to get back on tour with the ladies again, right?
Absolutely. I'm so excited. It's been such a rough year of just being off the lanes and out of competition, and now I just can't wait to get back out there. I'm very excited.
Yeah, and is there like, do you prefer to do tour with a lady, or is there like another woman that you hang out with out there a lot, or are you?
Yeah, so on tour we call them, it's just your roommate, and that's kind of who you buddy up with. So my roommate is Tanya Rumenper.
Okay. And then there's 12 more stops, and we have one in Albany, which I'm sure you're well aware of, up here, which is it's about 45 minutes from here.
It's in Glens Falls, right? Kingpin
yeah.
Lanes. Yeah.
They're calling it the Albany Open, but it's 40 minutes from Albany.
That's okay. It's in the area. It's in the area. Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. So I assume you'll be there. What are there any stops that you're looking forward to the most, or are you kind of like a one-stop thought train?
Yeah, it's really just one stop at a time. Of course, I think we actually have 2 in New York, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't gotten to the planning part of that part of the schedule yet, but it's just one at a time, really. There's some places that we'll go back to that we've been for, and I always prefer those just because I'm familiar, from everything from the way that the house plays to tracking the pairs to knowing where the nearest Panera and Chipotle are. Like, just going back to familiar ground is always a comforting thing.
Yeah, I got to tell you, food stops are definitely the most important thing, I would say. You got to
absolutely
get your coffee.
is. I mean, especially on tour, because the turnaround time is so quick, between night and the morning, or even between blocks. You don't have a lot of time to kind of go explore. It's just, you need a game plan and to stick to it.
Yeah, and I used to travel for work, and you don't take chances on food. Like if you know that a spot is okay, like Panera or Chipotle. Some people would argue on Chipotle, but I'm not going to get into that. That might get a little too weird.
It has grown on me because she just said the same thing my girlfriend eats, Panera and Chipotle. And that's where we go when we go to tournaments. I mean, that's what we look for. It's 100% right.
But
Starbucks in there, and those are the staples.
Yeah.
And they're mostly in every city, in every big city. It's just like, you just don't take chances on food, and you just you find one and you beeline every morning. You go. You
got to look on the way while you're driving. You get the GPS out, and the passenger has to find where the closest one is to route. Am I right or am I wrong? I mean, you got to find where it is.
That's exactly right.
That's
exactly right. So one of the questions that I had here too was, what was it like winning the U.S. Open? That had to be one of your most shining accomplishments, right?
Oh, for sure. It was, I still don't have words for it. It was amazing. The U.S. Open I've always viewed as the hardest and most prestigious event that we compete in. And it's so grueling, so many games, and it's always on a hard pattern. It's always against the best in the world. They're all there that week. So to be able to come out on top is just the greatest feeling, and such a feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah.
And you won in 2019, right?
Correct.
Right? Want to make sure. Yeah. Yep. We saw you. We were actually bowling in nationals at the Open Championships when you won, and we were next to Stu Williams and Dom Barrett and all these guys watching you on TV.
That's right. We were at the bar.
Yeah. And my girlfriend and I my girlfriend bowls with Liz Culkin, and we were gonna go watch you guys on the show. But I think did you beat her in the first round? I can't remember exactly. But we had tickets to go watch if she was continuing to go on, and then we saw you walking around South Point after. So I do remember that pretty well.
I did the opposite. So right after the Open, I was like a homeless person in transition with all my bags in the car at the time, because I was moving to South Point to bowl Open Championships the next couple of days. So I zipped right over there after. Yeah,
that was crazy. Can you imagine you win the tournament and you got to jump over? I mean, I don't know where the event was. I can't remember, but you have to jump over to go to Vegas to go to another place. And that's not a short walk.
Yeah, it's normal. We kind of do that all the time.
All right. She knows the trick.
Yeah, throw everything in the car, bowl, figure it out after.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Anthony said, Liz is right from here in Schenectady,
Yeah.
right from down the street. So U.S. Open champion as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Last year's high average
For the women, right, in the country.
In the country, yeah. We tried to get her on, have a 2-interview PWBA experience on the show this week, but our schedules did not line up. But we will get her on. We're just going to jam pack this podcast. It's going to be crazy. Anyway, so let's see here. What other questions do I have, Anthony?
I have a question.
Yes, go. What?
Thank you. I'm going to cut in. That's right. Free for all. When you're traveling, how much equipment are you taking? What's you have a set number, or is it just kind of, do you know the patterns? Or do you travel one city to the next in a row so you kind of have to plan? How does that work for you?
So it all varies depending on pretty much where you're going. When I travel internationally, bags are much more restricted. So I have to stick to usually 6 balls. I can't normally pack in a carry-on to get a third bag in there. So I make 6 work. Going around the country, from stop to stop, I'll try to get from 10 to 12 at each stop. Out on tour, we have the truck that goes from stop to stop with us so that we can literally just kind of keep drilling equipment as we need it and filling any gap that you have, throw it on the truck and it brings it to the next city. So that number can get pretty high. I know some girls have gotten into the 20s, pushing 30s by the end of the season.
Say, how many do you drill? Are you like, if you're not drilling, you're not trying, or are you just kind of like, I can make this one work, or, I can finagle it a little bit?
Yeah, so I am working on that. I'm totally the personality that believes that I can make anything work. Like, even if it's not the right ball, I believe I should be able to make it work. I'm learning that's not the case. So I'm being a little bit more open-minded with the help of my reps and my team about adding different pieces of equipment to my game as situations pop up, and it's super helpful.
Interesting. We do talk to our viewers about that as well, that, one ball isn't always the answer. Even though as much as you think you can make it work, sometimes it's just not the case. I'm
Correct.
sure
and it'll make you feel like you're so much worse, or you're doing everything so wrong. If you have the wrong ball in your hand, it can look like you don't know how to bowl. And then all of a sudden you get the right ball in your hand and you're like,
oh, wow, look at that.
Magic. Now I'm good again.
Yeah, your arm swing frees up a little bit, and then you start throwing 3 or 4 in a row, and then your scores elevate huge. Yeah.
We had that same exact experience in the doubles tournament this past weekend. My buddy that we're bowling with, I will not say his name. Don't say it, Anthony.
Don't you dare throw him under the bus.
He was just about to do it.
Don't you throw him under the bus.
I will not. I wouldn't do it. Anyway,
right,
yeah, he was struggling a little bit. We were trying to line him up, and
he texted me right after the tournament.
Yeah, and
we need to throw something, Anthony.
He just needed a different ball in his hand and couldn't line him up. But that's all I needed. Anyway, so are you any good at any other sports? Like, what are you really good at other than bowling?
I used to play tennis. I was pretty good at tennis back in high school, but I haven't played recently.
Nice.
I heard you're really good at juggling.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Do you have any parabolas nearby?
Did you just say parabolas?
I just quoted The Office.
Yeah, you did. Are you D'Angelo Vickers?
D'Angelo Vickers.
All right, I see bowling pins, but I've never tried that. And
whoa, that might be really dangerous in your house.
Is this breaking news? We're going to get Danielle McEwen juggling bowling pins?
That'd be really sweet.
We're going to have to pass on that one.
Got a broken window in her living room. Okay. That would be really bad.
We will definitely pass on the bowling pin. Yeah, work on it for next time. We'll try it maybe another time.
Thank you. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't. No, I wouldn't make you do that. I'm going to ask you a really serious question here, though. So, women's sports has been in headlines the last few years regarding like earnings and recognition versus like men's sports and stuff. With a couple questions. What's your opinion on that? And how do you think the PWBA could be better amplified in like bowling and the sports world in general?
Yeah, that's a very challenging topic right there. Well,
you went right for the throat.
Right for the throat.
Yeah.
Boom.
I mean, being a female athlete, it's definitely challenging to kind of do the comparison, but I do feel like women's athletics across all sports are really climbing this way. We have a lot of great examples of what you're referring to that have popped up over the last year that really help us soar. And that's why I keep going out against the guys, just hoping that, one day me or any of the other lady bowlers that are out there going up against them can really make a point and make a stand about women's bowling and help it succeed even further.
I think that's a really good point. Make yourself out there, right? Put yourself out there, make yourself known. That's a really good way to do it, right?
I hope so.
What do you think about bowling in general? Like, we've been really struggling lately, right? I think it's improved over like the last decade. There was a really low spot probably 10 or 15 years ago where it almost just completely collapsed. But over the last decade, it's really, really improved. But how do you think bowling in general could be better improved? The U.S. Open saw ratings of 465,000 versus the Masters. The golf Masters had 2.3 million. How do we get bowling like in more homes? Like, how do more people watch it? What do you like? Another serious question. What do you think?
It's a hard one to answer. I've thought a lot about it. I think I know what the issues are. I think most of us know what the issues are that really separates, in comparison, bowling to golf, is a lot of people don't understand bowling. I love getting to explain to non-bowlers what bowling is, just passing on an airplane or something like that, being able to really explain why I have more than one bowling ball and why we're not striking every shot, what's going on the lanes. The non-bowler, you can't see the obstacles. In golf, you can see the obstacles. You can respect that shot when you see it get that close over the sand trap and around the trees and all that. But in bowling, we have the same thing. You just can't see it. We can see it. We've learned how to read it, but the average person doesn't understand it. So I think we just need to continue to find ways to teach the outside of non-bowlers, outside of bowling world, what bowling really is, so they can respect it.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And we've got there's some breaking news today from the BPA and bowl.com, or Bowl TV. All BPAA member centers are now getting a complimentary subscription to Bowl TV starting this April, which is really sweet. In my opinion, anyway. So
it is April.
That is a really good point. That it is April right now, as we speak.
Throw it out there.
That's true. So, but that's really good. I think it will drive people to, if you want to watch live bowling right now, that's the PWBA, that's collegiate, anything that's streaming live on Bowl TV, including archived bowling. Anything that you want to put on in the bowling alley, you can watch at the center, which I've been begging for, getting bowling into people's houses as free as possible because I don't like paid subscriptions.
So we can now watch the PWBA at our local center.
Right here, right on
Soon.
Thursday or Friday.
So if anybody's interested, we can have a PWBA party and watch Danielle.
That's right.
That's a great idea. That's a very good idea.
Party here, and we can do a little DLP.
Right. Yeah, you have practice on Thursday, right? Thursday is your practice, and Friday is your start, right?
Correct. We practice Thursday. We compete Friday and Saturday. Saturday evening will be our show.
Nice.
There you go. Bang.
Maybe Saturday night we got to have
hopefully
our
all
PWBA,
bowling centers,
PWBA show starter party.
Do something like that. That'd be very cool.
There we go. Yeah.
Maybe we could live stream it.
Maybe
not live stream, but we could have a vlog party.
We can have a vlog party while I bartend.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not only does Anthony have to do a podcast, he has to bartend, he has to pin chase, he has to, you know how it is at a bowling alley. He has to do basically everything.
Yeah, we'll have a great time on Saturday, though. Buy the boys pizza. You better make the show then. You got to buy the boys pizza and watch.
All right, Danielle, are you ready to play Name That Leave?
I'm ready.
All right. So in Name That Leave, our contestant Danielle is playing for one of our viewers, and we're going to play videos of Danielle bowling. And if she can guess correctly what pins she leaves 3 out of 5 times, so we're going to play 5 videos, and if she can guess correctly 3 times, one of our viewers is going to win the Down Lane Podcast Ball Cup. All right. So for today, we're going to try to get this right. I'm going to show the wheel here, the wheel of names, if I can get this right.
Let's play Wheel of Fortune. Right.
Oh my goodness. She's like, why did I agree to do this? This is terrible.
No, it's not. We're having a great time. Come on now, Tyler.
All right, can we see this?
No,
all right,
this
we can
is fun.
see this. All right, here we go. We're spinning the names. Who is our viewer? Jake. I don't even know how to say that. Kessner. Or Kessner, Jake Kessner. That's who we're playing for. All right, Jake. Okay. All right, so I gotta end that somehow. Stop it. All right, here we go. I think this is the right one here. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple of little hints. You look really nervous.
Yeah, my memory
It's only
with
a ball
shows.
cup.
No, my memory with shows is not good. I'm like trying to like replay every shot I've ever thrown now.
There you go. See,
Oh,
she's
boy.
thinking deep.
All right, I'm gonna give you some hints, but they're not very good. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the 2016 World Bowling Tour Finals against Kelly Kulick.
I don't get a frame or anything.
I know. I should have given you more, but
I'm
I
gonna
didn't.
go with. I'm gonna go with a strike here. That ball motion looked pretty good.
It did.
Not good enough.
I cannot believe you didn't even give her a frame.
I should have given her a frame. I'm sorry. All right, so we're 0 for 1. All right. Okay, so this is the 2017 World Bowling Tour Finals against. I know that this young lady has been on tour for a while, but I still can't say her name. So if you can help me, Diana
Savagilova.
I don't think you say the J. Isn't it Zaviolova or is it Zavagilova?
Yeah. No, the first version you said was pretty close. We can just call her Zavi. That's much easier.
Zavi.
That'll
All
work.
right. We have been ordained to say Zavi. Is that okay? All right.
I think she'll like that.
Okay. All right. So Diana Zavi, or do we just call her Zavi? Straight up
Just call her
Zavi.
Zavi.
All right. Okay. Cool.
All right.
All right. So this is the 2017 World Bowling Tour Finals against Zavi. Excuse me. And I'll give you another hint. It's not good, but the overall result is awesome. All right. So that's what I'll leave with you there.
That's so far away.
I know. So again, the first result, not good. End result, great.
It was some version of a 6-7-10 or 4-7-10. I'm gonna go with 4-7-10.
No, give her 2 shots. Come on, that's a terrible angle.
Okay.
Give her 2 shots.
Like one more look at it, you mean?
No, let her pick both. I mean, come on. That's such bad camera angle. Give her a chance. You didn't give her a frame. Give her a chance.
All right, so we're gonna give her both the 4-7-10 and the 6-7-10 option.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, give her 2.
All right.
It's only a ball cup. I mean, you know.
All right.
Come on.
And she gets it.
Congratulations. All right.
Nice. All right. So this is the 2019 World Bowling Tour Finals against Liz Johnson. All right. Okay. Here we go.
That's really late, Kyle. Are you kidding me?
What do you mean?
You're making it so hard on her.
No, but that was a great shot. Wink, wink.
I struck.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Yes. So we got 2 for 3.
2 for 3.
All right. 2 for 3. All right. This is my favorite one so far, and it has nothing to do with how you threw it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So this is the 2019 U.S. Open semifinal against Shannon O'Keefe, and nothing against Shannon O'Keefe, but this is my favorite one. I don't know if you need any hints for this one.
No.
Gotta have it. Gotta push.
Got it in. Oh, shoot. Yep, she knew. She knew already. She knew right away.
She knew before. Just because you said Shannon's name, she knew. Man.
Oh, yeah. I love the reaction. I needed to let that one play through. I had to let it play through. What was so do you guys, I don't expect you to really say anything live to the world, but or the tens of people watching. Do you guys hold any animosity, or because you guys hugged it out at the end, but like I know how bowling is. People get upset about ball reaction and whatnot, or pin action, but I'm assuming you guys are cool, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's part of the game. It's just how it happens. And especially just talking Shannon and I in particular, we go back and forth all the time. So there's definitely not going to be one shot or one hit that's going to determine our relationship with each other. You know, it'll be the other way the next way around, and we respect each other. So it just is how it is.
So that officially gets Jake, right? Isn't it Jake? I already forgot his name.
Yeah,
Jake Kessner.
Yeah.
Yep. That officially gets him the ball cup. So we'll be emailing Jake. Congratulations. Thank you, Danielle. But we are going to play the last one here. So go all the way back in your archives to 2015 Tour Championship against Stephanie Johnson. So here we go.
That is what I want to be. And take the tips of the breathing and executing shots.
That is so.
I threw it really good back then. Wow, that's an old video.
You threw that one really good, didn't you? I said the same
like
exact
that
thing.
shot.
Yeah, you had great.
I know I 7-10 like 10 times in this match. I'm gonna go with that.
I'm glad you got the 3 already because that one was pured.
That was right. I don't remember that shot at all.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Because you're only remembering the 7-10s. You're only looking
That's
on the
right.
bad. Come
That's
on.
right.
That is all I remember from that match.
Yeah.
I remember. I definitely 7-10 like 3 times earlier.
All right, folks. Well, don't forget, make sure you guys get your questions in the chat here because it is time for our live Q&A. Let's see here. I don't know. Austin, did you have anything ready to go? Because I have nothing to go with. Larry already wants to know if Danielle knew that he won $1,200 on Tuesday. That's really important to Larry. No, just kidding. What's that, Austin?
Yeah, I got a question in the outline from Jack.
Oh, go ahead.
Who is your favorite male and female or female? It says and. I'm going to say or female bowlers to bowl with / against. Yeah, that's what it says.
I love bowling against Liz. I have to say Liz Johnson. She's, the GOAT. She's the greatest. So bowling against her is always just an honor. I feel like I can always read her ball reaction and kind of learn from her as I'm competing against her. And she's also such a good friend and mentor that, she kind of took me under her wing in my early years through Team USA, and I learned so much from her. So I just have this sense of comfort and familiarity when I'm sharing the set with her.
Jeremy, because we know his nickname. Jeremy wants to know: does she have any advice for the co-host to not get so mad while he's bowling?
Are you referring to me?
He actually is, because I'm usually the one with the bad attitude, but Anthony has just taken it to an all new level.
No, I have not. I'm not the one who threw a chair.
Yeah, how do you keep it calm, cool, and collected on the lanes? Because both of us have a really bad attitude problem.
Oh man, that's a very hard one. It's definitely easier said than done, but it takes a lot of work, a lot of mental strength to kind of focus on things that aren't result related. So focusing on the process and the things that you can control rather than whatever the result or the score says at the end, and just kind of build off of that.
Whoa, here we go. Long one.
This is a long one. I didn't know how to word this one.
Okay, well, let's just, I guess, read it. So
you can read it. You're a good reader.
Manisha says, follow on to the question on women's sports, or probably follow up to the question. We've had some discussions about future Elias Cup teams having both PWBA members on them. Could you comment on a benefit of an all-women's team that goes even beyond bowling with showing young women out there the great camaraderie present on the PWBA teams at the Elias Cup?
Yeah, kind of back to what we were saying earlier of why I keep trying to go out and compete against the guys. Every opportunity that we have to go against them, I think really shows, especially young girls, that, women can do anything. And like, you can, just because you're a woman doesn't mean you can't keep up with the boys or keep up with the men when you get older. If you work hard enough, then, you're just as good. So having the women's teams, or even having women just in the mix of teams or competing against guys in any situation, I think really demonstrates that and shows them that.
Mitch Young wants to know your favorite ball and favorite bowler of all time.
Favorite bowler, I'm going to go with Liz Johnson, as I was just talking about her. Favorite ball, there's a lot, but I love my Sherlock. I'm going to go with the Sherlock.
That's a popular one for a lot of the Storm players. They love that thing.
It's a great one.
I see a lot of people throw it still.
Yeah.
So what is your most memorable win? That was from Marcy Chadwick.
Oh, there's a couple. the U.S. Open is definitely one that comes to mind first, and I'm going to also go with my couple of gold medals that I've won with Team USA. Being able to bowl with USA on my back and as a team with these other women that, I respect so much is an unbelievable experience.
Team bowling is like one of the best experiences ever.
Oh, yeah.
By far. What advice would you give a young bowler trying to go to junior gold or going to junior gold?
I would say to get as much experience and practice on different lane patterns as possible, because when you get there, you're going to bowl on, I believe it's 3 or 4 different challenging patterns. So the more practice you have on different conditions, the better you'll be when you get there. And the most important thing I believe is to be organized and to have, I believe in a notebook or to taking notes, whether it's on your phone or, telling a parent something, so that it's very overwhelming. It's a lot of days. It's a lot to take in. So just try to be as organized and as planned out as possible.
Mitch wants to know if you are excited to have your little sister on tour with you. And didn't you also bowl with your sister on TV the other day or a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Victoria, she's doing great. She's not going to be on tour with me this year. Maybe she'll bowl a couple of stops, but she's still so young. I want her to kind of go through the whole process. So she's going to keep bowling junior stuff, and she's going to look into bowling in college and get the full experience. And then she's going to, I'm sure, come out on tour when she's ready. And I'm going to love having her there until the day she beats me.
Yeah, this one's yours.
When you go to Chipotle, do you get a bowl or a burrito?
Bowl every time. Now the new cauliflower rice. Oh, it's even better.
I have seen that. Do you get a tortilla? What is that? A tortilla? I call it tortilla shell. I get always a weird look when I call it that, but it's like the wrap on the side. You get that on the side?
No, just the bowl.
Yeah, but you can eat the whole place.
I know, but I mean, come on, asking, we have another question here. There we go. Have you ever tried two-handed?
Tried. Keyword tried. It goes in the left gutter. I don't know how to project it to the right. I do this and it goes right in the left gutter every time.
She's like, oh, that's cheating, and then walks away. I'm just kidding.
Kyle's very against two-handed bowling. Very against it. Is there any tips for junior bowlers, and how can you also practice your consistency? What is something that you key on?
Okay. My best tip for junior bowlers would be to seek coaching in your area. I think when you talk to any of the pros, we all have gone to many different coaches, and we have our coaches that we stuck with throughout our career, and they've really helped us head you in the right direction. It's impossible to kind of know what you need to do on your own, especially since what we're feeling and what we're actually doing can be so separate. What was the second question?
Consistency. They wanted to know.
Consistency.
How do you practice consistency, or what do you key on to keep yourself consistent on the lanes?
Well, consistency on the lanes comes from consistency in your approach. So you need to make sure that you're getting to the line the same every time. Again, a coach would be a very big help with that, making sure that your timing is consistent, your footwork is consistent, your swing is straight. Those are all things that are going to allow you to be consistent on the lane. And then it's really just repetition. It's doing different drills, playing different angles, if you can set targets up in your bowling center, that would be great to really give you a visual of if you're missing or if you're being accurate, and then just building up the confidence to do it over and over again.
Nice. Who won the bet with Darren Tang? I'm not even familiar with this. What did I miss?
Well, she was out there.
We had a bet going
what I miss?
every day. Yeah, we had a bet going every day. So every time we travel overseas a lot with Darren, and when I'm international at some events, years ago it used to be more, now it's not so much, but at some events they would give women handicaps. So that just kind of became our thing, that he would be like, oh, you want to bet today? And I would be like, only if you're giving me my pins. I need 8 pins. And then he beat me a couple of times, so it went up to 13, 14, 15 pins. I'd literally be like, I want 15 pins a game or we're not playing, just for a fun bet. So that's kind of how the US Open went. I think he gave me a lot of pins the first day, maybe 10 pins the first day, and then I had to give him 10 pins the second day, and then it just went on from there. I don't know what it was, but I ended up winning.
Tyler wants to know the best way to take care of your hand after a lot of games, blisters, dry hands, etc.
my biggest suggestion for that would be to check your fit. You really want to make sure that you have good fit both with your fingers and your thumb, and that should prevent you from ripping. There's still going to be circumstances with weather change and just a lot of games where you're going to wear and tear. And, vitamin E oil, I've had a lot of success with. That kind of alleviates some of the pain. I've heard of the potato thing. I've tried it at like my absolute worst moments because I'll try anything. Ice, just, a lot of crazy glue, a lot of new skin.
Crazy glue, new skin. Potato.
Yeah.
I lost a potato.
Yeah, that's like the bowling legend, whatever, like the old thing. You put your thumb in a potato and it's supposed to, the vitamins in it and alleviate some of the swelling. I'll try anything when I need it.
That's crazy.
And if you need to start up a light bulb, you're good to go, I guess. Sorry, Austin got it. He's laughing up a storm in the back room.
You got to remember who you're talking to here.
Jack, pow! Sorry, it's an old joke. Sorry, I shouldn't. Okay, sorry. He wants to know your go-to ball layout if you have one.
I have a couple, but not necessarily one. They really vary from different ball to ball and conditions and what I'm looking for.
All right, speed round. We only got a couple more minutes left. When do you decide to switch balls or make an adjustment?
That very much depends on the circumstances that I'm in and the situation that I'm in the tournament, like how many games it is, what the scoring pace is. And if the scoring pace is low and I'm in good shape, like as I said earlier, I'm one to believe that I can make any ball work. So I will stick with that ball and kind of fiddle my hand and my ball speed and every little thing that I can to make it work. In other circumstances, sometimes you have to get a ball really quick because, the scoring pace is high and it's really not the right thing. And as we said earlier, when it's not doing the right thing, you could start throwing it poorly. So it's more important to make that quick adjustment than to stick with it and kind of get yourself all out of whack.
I have a follow-up to that because I feel like I am in the same camp where I will try to stick with the ball mistakenly, probably more often than not. Do you find that that's a problem too, like where you just like, I know I can make this ball work, I think it's me more than the ball, or do you know that the ball is going to work, it's just that you need to make an adjustment?
It's very situational. Like as the thing that's coming to mind is day 3 of qualifying at the US Open. I had to get out of that ball earlier, but given the situation and the scoring pace and where I was, I knew that if I just stuck with it and kind of grinded those last few games out, I'd be okay. If I needed a lot of score, that would have hurt me. That wouldn't have been the right decision. So it would have been smarter for me to make a change, make a big change and figure it out. So sometimes it works out in your favor, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I have all these tools that I can fiddle with and make it work, but sometimes it doesn't. So you just kind of have to judge the situation and make your best guess.
Are you bowling in the New York State USBC Open? Is it the Open? What do they call it? The Open State Championships? Yeah. Do you bowl in that at all or no?
No. I'll be on the road with either PWBA or something else for pretty much every other weekend of the year. So
nice.
I had a question. I couldn't remember.
Go.
Oh, I remember now. It was a urethane fest out there, as the comments were saying. There's a lot of urethane being thrown. Do you throw urethane?
I used to when the patterns were shorter. Like I need really short patterns in order for urethane to work for me. So like anything that was like 36 feet or shorter, I used to be able to get away with it. But now we never really see patterns that short, even when they're thinner volume or different oils, they're still long enough that I just can't get the ball to start using urethane with my rev rate.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have that problem too. Although I haven't tried the purple yet. Really excited for purple. Hannah wants to know what age you started.
I started bowling really late, actually. As I said, I played tennis all through high school. That was kind of my path. I was going to go to college to play tennis. I bowled in high school. I kind of stumbled into it, to be honest. And not until my junior into my senior year of high school is when I really started bowling tournaments and finding my love for the sport and wanting to really learn about it and improve. So pretty much probably my junior year would be when I really started bowling, but high school was when I first picked up a bowling ball.
Wow, it was really late. Kind of like Anthony. Anthony threw a backup ball until he was like 12 or 13.
That's right. That's right. I was trying to play the right side of the lane.
Yeah, correct. You mean?
Yeah, I'm left-handed. So I was trying to play the right. I wanted to be like everybody else.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope we didn't completely waste your time or bore you, but we had fun at least.
You're so pessimistic.
I know. I think I don't know. I think poorly of myself, I guess.
No, it was fun. Just give me the hat memo next time.
Yeah, come on,
Yes, I'm
man.
sorry. Next time. We got it next time.
That is ridiculous.
Actually, speaking of next time, when you're in Albany, we have
Oh my
we have
God.
homework for you. Let me ask you a quick question before we let you go. All right, so you're younger than me and you're older than Anthony. I'm not going to say your age, but that's true because I mean information is online.
You know how old I am?
Yes, he's my brother-in-law. Of course, I know how old he is. Have you heard of Supermarket Sweep? Oh my God!
See, thank you.
Kidding me?
Thank you.
I am so old.
Kyle, you're just old, man.
Nobody
You're
knows
just
You guys
getting
are
old.
freaking kids. Jeez.
You don't know anything
All right.
about.
Listen, it's a game show. You're gonna have to look it up. Anyway, when you guys are all in Glens Falls, I need you to get you and Liz and a couple other ladies.
You're asking. Be nice.
No, okay, you're right. I'm asking nicely. We want to play another game show called Supermarket Sweep the Rack. All right. So, maybe Thursday after practice or before practice or something, we might need to take up some of your time. We're going to play Supermarket Sweep the Rack up in Glens Falls in the parking lot of the bowling alley. It's happening. Will you do that for us?
So how does this work? I don't understand.
know what it is.
Yeah, no, we're going to run into a grocery store. We're going to pick a piece of produce and we're going to go bowl in the parking lot of Glens Falls.
I'm in.
Yeah!
I'm going.
Are you kidding me?
Yes! Did you see that reaction?
She was excited about it. I
Yes.
thought it was like the
This kid
weirdest.
was scared to do it. He was so afraid. She's totally in. All right. We're
Let's
going to
do
put
it.
3 or 5 frames, and whoever has the highest score wins. Yeah. Danielle's in.
I like it.
I better make sure my scorekeeping is on.
All right. I don't care what the guys up in Glens Falls say. We're doing it. All right. Well, I'll email you later, and we are doing this. Yes. All right. All right, Danielle, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. I hope you had a nice time. And anything you want to say, social media stuff, Storm, Turbo, anything else you got?
Yeah, I mean, you just said it all for me. But yeah, make sure that everyone watching, you follow us. We'll be competing every weekend for the rest of the summer pretty much. So tune in, watch us, and thanks for your support.
Thank you so much, Danielle. Have a great one, and we look forward to watching you on the shows.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Take care. All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up, man. That was awesome. That was a good time.
Supermarket sweep. Are you?
Dude, she was so excited. I hate you for downplaying it. Guys, if you're still watching, he gave me such a hard time about Supermarket Sweep the Rack.
Joey said he'll bring the produce.
Yes! There's a Hannaford up there, Joey, and you know it. Anyway, guys, it's time for us to go bowling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. Catch us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you can't watch the show, download and listen from any major podcast outlet. If you'd like to make suggestions for the show, you can always email us at downlanepod@gmail.com. Thank you to Austin VanBuren, our producer, Jack Scaccia, proprietor of Town and Country Lanes. Anthony, that was an awesome show. Give me a high five. Good high five. That seriously, great show. Show number 10, ladies and gentlemen. Show 10. Woo! All right. Thank you to my family, Stephanie, Zach, and Ethan. You guys are awesome. We will see you next week. This is Down Lane Podcast.